I already did it, you motherfucker. I learn.
Yeah.
I learn. I process and grow. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I'm just here to assist.
Much like or sure, we see a little character growth every once in a while, but not all the time. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Sometimes.
Speaking of, welcome back. This is the Archive. Getting it. We're doing it early. We're doing it early this time. We're getting on to it. Mainly because there's not a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
So might as well. But before we get too deep into it, my friend, how's the week been?
It's been pretty okay. Most important thing, I had a date on Tuesday, and it went swimmingly, amazingly. Mask
Nice.
is a guy.
Fog.
His name is also Alex, which
Awkward.
makes it like
unfortunate, but it happens.
Two and a half people now, because Skull's like legal / government.
Wow, just fucking put it out there like that. Jesus Christ. To all of our everyone knows that now. Everyone who watches this, Tavius, all of the people who see this know that now. How dare you do that?
I know, I'm so
the
awful.
Countless, endless people.
I'm so awful, I know. Yeah, but no, oh my god, incredibly sweet. Also plays D&D, also an incredible nerd. Also, like, in the online culture that I'm in, I felt incredibly comfortable around him.
Very nice.
He's Ukrainian, and he's so... sometimes I'll send you, like, pictures, like, screenshots after the pod, if I remember.
What?
But, incredibly hot guy.
Why isn't he at war? Why isn't he dying for his country right now? Like he should be, like an honorable Ukrainian man should be. What the fuck? There's only two types of Ukrainian men I respect right now. Those are the soldiers fighting and dying on the front lines, and Aonishiki, the up-and-comer within the sumo league in the Japanese Sumo Federation, okay? Those are the two types of Ukrainians that have my respect. That one guy and all the other Ukrainians fighting. No, I digress. But no, how old?
26.
Okay.
Yeah. And he plays the lyre, and he brought it on the date, and he played it a little bit for me. And
I was like in person.
In person.
Oh, very fun. Okay, so he's like in Germany.
Yeah, he's like maybe a 30-minute train drive in like a city that is much prettier than mine. Just before the very big city that we live close to. No, but incredibly sweet.
I don't know what a train is. I'm American.
I know. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I can't be fucked to
That's like a big. It's like a big line of cars, right?
It's like a big line of cars.
But it's being dragged by one big car.
By one big car, yes.
Okay,
that's exactly
I get that.
Right.
Okay, I can understand that.
And it goes on only one specific street.
Shit car.
But yeah, it was a really nice day, a really sweet guy. It's incredibly like, I think I have talked about it before in the friend group, but dating as a gay trans man is a different kind of hell, because I know what I look like and I also know what I sound like. I don't look like a man, I don't sound like a man, and I don't want to hear it from any of you being like, no, you do look like a man. It's like, to the untrained doesn't know me, I do not. Like I'm read on dating
I think
sites
you're
more often than
over.
not as a woman.
I do think you're overgeneralizing in the circumstances of, in like that quote unquote average circumstance, in the situation of any gender identifying person that's going to challenge that by aligning with a different gender than that assigned to us at birth. This is a universal experience and problem. The specific flavor of such does change, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
the thing is just that
the special flavor you have is your own. However, do know that this is an experience for all of us across the queer community that do not visually align. Like me being a non-binary blows people out of the fucking water. If I look someone in the eye and I tell them I'm trans, they get very confused. They either think I'm a god or haven't started yet. Those are the two options when I tell someone I'm trans. They're like, oh my god, who did you see?
It's just that even despite like my name being on my like profile, you know, my name being like of the masculine Octavius, you know, masculine, I have had straight guys like me.
Yeah.
So it's I'm not saying this because but I'm just saying this because I've had the experience and I
It's an
know
acknowledgement of the reality that exists. I do think you are doing a disservice to yourself, though, to say that you don't. It's not that you don't. It's in moments where you do put a great deal of effort you can and do like look and sound more mask. It's just a
I
thing
appreciate
that you
that.
don't like. You're not full tilting it, you know what I mean? In a way that it
Mm-hmm.
could have, you're not walking around trying to voice train, you know what I mean? You're not
Yeah,
really
yeah.
trying to, the weird way that like a lot of dudes who like get into like trying to do mask training to start doing AAVE. For some reason, that's a weird trend I see with a lot of
Huh.
trans men, at least American trans men. I have seen that train. Just because, I mean, it is, the thing with black culture being just such like pervasive and prevalent in culture itself. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That culture, especially American culture, is famous for just stealing black culture and making it ours. It's like
Yeah.
that's the culture now.
Yeah.
I mean, they've defined pop
Um,
culture for the past fucking 40 years. Longer than
all
that.
this to
Shit.
say, all this to say, it's incredibly rare that I get just a nice person who's like genuinely interested in talking to me who
Mm-hmm.
isn't also immediately out for sex
Mm-hmm.
because I have a lot of trouble with sex
Yeah.
for various reasons. So it was very nice. We've been like kind of chatting like when before I left, he was like, okay, and then the next time we meet, like, because I went to where he lives because he was showing me around because I've never been there.
Yeah.
Um, despite it like being on the way to the next big city, and then he was like, okay, and then next time we'll meet on neutral ground in big city, and I was like, yes, absolutely, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So, very great.
Smooth.
I'm
Very, 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 very smart.
uh
You set the second date before you leave the first date. Take notes. Take notes, people. That's how you do it. That's pro move shit. You know what I mean?
yes.
That's
So
like
I'm
secretly
very
paying for the bill before the dinner wraps up and then the bill never
yes.
comes. Like that's elite level shit.
I'm
You
very
wanna blow it,
excited.
you wanna blow his fucking tits off? That's a move you pull. That he sneaks away, you go to the bathroom, and while you're going to the bathroom, you sneak and pay the bill. That's a fucking,
Huh.
if you wanna like you wanna flex hard, you're like, oh, it's been
Yeah.
taken care of. You're like, I'm sorry. You know, it's a great move.
I will do that. I will
It
do
is.
that actually.
This is like player's handbook shit, but it does work.
I will do that. And we haven't organized when we're gonna like because I'm leaving next week also for like a big family celebration. I
Yeah,
won't
you
be back.
mentioned was like a reunion or something.
My great aunt and my great uncle both turned respectively in November and in January 70. And because everyone's always like, "Oh, your birthday's in the winter. That's it's all cold and well,"
Just
they were like,
let's just
"Okay,
delay your fucking birthday. That's
we're just
cold
gonna delay
shit.
both of our
That's
birthdays
brutal as fuck.
to now next weekend, and they're
That's
gonna have this like
rude.
100 and
I'll
a
say it.
140. Yeah, whatever. I never see them. I don't give a shit. I'm just there because it's a big family
It's
celebration
okay.
and there's gonna be
It's
food.
okay to be like, well, we're celebrating, to be like, this is your birthday celebration. We'll just do it later. That feels
They
wild.
they decided they're gonna do it later.
Okay, that the way you phrased it was the family decided for them. That was how
No,
you
no, the
just
family.
presented it to us,
There's
my friend.
apparently people are like there's been like this like I don't know if it's a joke or if just people
It's just
because
a
my
thing.
grandma said
Yeah.
yeah it's just a thing and people have been saying oh your birthday's always in winter it's always cold it's always kind of like it kind of sucks and they were like well yeah they're both turned 70 and then they're having this like big 140th birthday where they it's a big family celebration they haven't
Yeah.
had one of those in a while so
Mhm.
I'm like again, it's not like I like seeing my family. I do like going to these big celebrations and getting like a lot of
Yeah.
good food and stuff like that.
It's
And
the
then
ebb and flow. There's good parts of seeing family. There's bad parts of seeing family.
exactly,
I've given
um,
up on my family, so I'm very glad you're getting to do that. My family kind of
yeah,
are so just distant and like vaguely hateful of each other.
mm,
It's really crazy. Oh, there was another thing that I need to tell you about off pod. Uh,
oh,
yeah, I just remembered and realized I haven't told
mm, mm,
anybody in the
mm,
server yet, actually, which is very
oh,
funny.
okay. I'm very intrigued now.
That'll be something you'll have to hold on. We're not even gonna put that in the drawer. We're gonna leave that out on the counter. That's gonna go bad.
That's gonna go bad.
It's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
bad.
but but I'm gonna be there for the weekend, and then on the Sunday, I have a hotel in Berlin, and I'm gonna have like just go party for like a few days in Berlin, and then come home.
Very fun, very fun. I do. I think my first international trip, I think I want to be to Germany. I think that
Oh,
I think that'll be the leap move because here's the thing, Tavius.
yes.
Beth speaks German somewhat. So it's like if
Yeah.
we're gonna go to a foreign country, we should go somewhere that where at least one of us speaks some of the language. Because I speak Mexican Spanish. If we go to
Mm,
Spain, I'm
mm,
fucked. I don't know anything.
mm.
You know what I mean? But
I
if we
get
go
it.
to
I get it. I get it.
Germany, at least Beth has something. And then in most of Germany, there's English. You know what I mean? Just because it's so
Yeah,
pervasive.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't need to stress that much about it. And then if we're that close, we can just pressure the Europeans to come on over. You know what I mean?
It's
So
so true. It's
it's
so
it's
true.
right fucking there. What, you're not gonna come? Okay, bad friends. That's what I'm. You see now.
Real.
You see
Exactly.
now. You see
Exactly.
the scheme. Now you see it.
I
And
see
then
the scheme. I see the
the
scheme.
food's gonna be better. It's pretzels and beer. Those are my people. Okay, that's the one.
Yeah.
Is the weird. There's a weird intersection when you cross French and Irish. You get German food.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
There's a lot of potatoes. There's a lot of bread. There's a lot of whiskey. There's a lot of wine. You smack them in the middle. That's pretzels and beer, baby.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fix yourself. Why are you doing this again? What the
I was
fuck's
just gonna
wrong
say,
with this
oh, you're
bitch?
unfocused again.
I'll kill him, dude.
But yeah, that's how's your week been?
Oh, it's
There's
been
a
pretty.
different thing I want to talk about, but I'm gonna talk about that off pod.
Very fair,
So
very
how's your week
fair.
been?
It's been pretty good. Work's been fucking dead. Uh,
Hmm.
which is good and bad. What did I just change? I don't even know. It looks better, so I'll take it. Oh, it keeps changing my shit. Fine. We'll put the fucking autofocus back on and hope it works.
All right, one.
Nice. Um, yeah,
Please continue.
work was mega chill. There's a big nothing burger of a week. I got another massage yesterday, which was very nice. I'm turning into a massage
Nice.
fiend. So for Easter, Beth's parents got us a carpet cleaner, but
Ooh.
it's like a little spot one. So it's like you can carry it around and it's a little more portable. You still need to plug it in,
Mhm.
but like you can do spots. But we have a big ass carpet. We got a big ass
Right.
like area rug that's like the majority of our like computer space to kind of divvy up the
Mhm.
areas, right? And it's white. So it shows the dirt very much. It shows it a lot. So it's like you can
Mm.
see the two-tone where we have like, you know, the plastic thing you put on top of carpet to save the carpet from the wheels of your computer chair.
Mhm.
So we've got that. You can see the color difference between the carpet that has been protected by the plastic and the carpet that was not. So we're like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
okay,
that's
we need a carpet
yeah.
cleaner. We're at the
Yeah.
point there because we got a fucking white carpet in the main living
Yeah.
area.
And
We were
what an
asking for it,
adult thing to be happy about.
right? So yeah, we're like her parents are like, you have $100. What do you want? And we're like, carpet cleaner, because we're old people now. This is what we
Yeah.
ask for.
Yeah.
So they got us a carpet cleaner, and it is magic. It is wonderful. I demolished my back cleaning this carpet.
Oh.
Dude,
Oh dear.
I've been in agony. I have been, Beth
Mhm.
has said, the worst it's been since I got my arthritis diagnosis.
Oh dear.
Yeah, dude, like I was struggling to get up. There was a moment, thank God Beth had recently gotten her ankle surgery, so we have a handicap thing because I hobbled into the
Mm.
food line yesterday. That's where Beth was finally like,
Oh
get a fucking
no.
massage. Go
Yeah.
get the massage.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have I keep a list on my desk of our purchase goals. So this is everything we're going to buy in order and the prices and everything. I keep them on little postcards in front of my desk.
That's pretty
So
cool.
anything that's over $50, we have it planned out. And if we're going to buy something that's going to be over $50 other than gas and groceries, we add it to the pile. And we don't buy
Yeah.
anything out of order from the pile unless there's a conversation first.
Mhm.
This is how we budget. This is what we do. Oh, and actually I just realized
Pretty cool.
we can remove carpet cleaner from this little
Yay!
list.
Nice. True. Heck yeah.
But so that's how we budget. is we just go through, and then basically like every paycheck, I have a budget of like we have $200 to do stuff with, like
Mhm.
groceries and gas. That's to survive on, and then $200 to kind of fuck around with. That's like
Yeah.
we're gonna buy extra food. We're gonna do like an extra nice food night, or we want to
Mhm.
get like a movie, or we want to buy a game, or we want to do like
Yeah.
that's what that money's for. And so
Mhm.
once a week we buy something. Usually it's something to better our lives. Like the next one on my list is a set of good boxers. I'm gonna drop like a
Yeah.
hundred
Yeah.
bucks just on boxers because I'm tired of going and buying like a $2 pair of boxers that lasts me a month before it gets holes. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm just gonna drop a stupid amount of money. I'm gonna buy some rich people fucking boxers. I need to do research
Yeah. No, for
on good
sure.
boxers. What? Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing here? I turn on the
He's like, oh, he's
autofocus.
talking about underwear.
Get,
Censor, censor.
get him. There we go. Manual focus, bitch. Fuck you. All right.
Nice.
Um.
But yeah.
So yeah. So week's been good, pretty chill.
Nice.
I've been slacking on my morning or my evening routines this week, and I've been paying for it.
Oh.
So my goal
Mhm.
for the rest of this week, even if I drink, even if I get a little fucked up in the evening, I still want to do
Yeah.
my evening routine because it just makes me feel better. I feel like I've been looking better, and but it kind of is just it's self-feeding machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and on top of that, God, how could I forget? I've been grinding like D&D DMing stuff this week.
Uh-huh.
Which is weird because the game I've been doing it for was the game I just transitioned to be a GM-less game. But now it's weird that now that it's GM-less, I'm like more prepared and more energized to give you guys stuff because now it's like it's all open, it's all out there. I can be
Yeah.
less.
I'm very excited for it all.
So
I
I'm
still need to like fill out Gaia's weapons section. Just realized you're talking about that, but I'm
Yeah,
really
I mean,
excited.
if we get bored, if we finish this up in a reasonable time, we could fucking knock it out after this or tomorrow. Like
Yeah, for
I've got
sure.
nothing going on. I'm pretty sure Violet hasn't even opened it because she had another dentist appointment. So
Oh
so
no.
she's doing her Violet thing where she's recessed into herself for a little while to recover. She's using Cocoon for a couple rounds to recover HP.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but
Of
she'll
course, of course.
uh I so for reference, by the way, in this week, I not only got all of you guys all of those documents, I revamped all of my own personal like back end documents, and I'm currently going through and reviewing exactly how much I actually need to like keep secret, and I might just give you guys access to like my mega doc.
Ooh.
Like I think we might
Ooh.
get there at like after the section of the game that we're in right now. I think that will enter the conversation. Um because there's going to be a lot revealed. There's going to be a lot like put on the table. And then that's where we really enter this very interesting, fun, like late end game of what we're building up to and going to. Um and I have a couple ideas for what that will kind of look like and be like in concept. So that's kind of what I've taken my role as in this game now is head encounter designer, where I'm like, how do
Yes.
I throw shit in here that'll be fun? I'm the one that like
Mhm.
started
Mhm.
all of this, so I'm the one that's got the most onus and importance and responsibility to do stuff still. I can recognize that and acknowledge that. I don't want to just fully let go of control, especially as like the
Mhm.
I don't have a dedicated PC. That's something I've been kind of wondering about is like should I have a dedicated PC in the party?
Mm.
Like should that be a
Yeah.
thing to
Yeah.
fully even the playing field, or do we want one person of the group to be this kind of guide-esque figure, this zoomed out, non-important? Because it's like I
Mhm.
kind of already am, right? I'm already all of the ship
Yeah. Yeah.
NPCs, but I'm the ship NPCs in a way where like I role play as them, but I make all of you play them mechanically, right?
Mm. Yep.
So
I
it's
see.
like there's not a character that's like my character in that same way. You know what I mean? Which is
Yeah.
just it's interesting as we're talking about it being GM-less. Uh, it's not like really GM-less, but it is, but it's not. So it's interesting, right? Because it is D&D still. Uh, but
Yeah.
I've got some ideas that I think will be very interesting that I've been cooking up. But so on top of that, uh, on top of all of the documents I made for you guys, which I've now also included into my documents, I've been revamping and redoing all of my documents. And I went and looked yesterday, and I haven't looked since I redid stuff. Let's see.
It's very exciting.
I want to see if I could do everything. I don't even know if I actually can. I thought, was that just for one page? It might have been. I thought I did a word count and it showed me the word count for everything, but it might have just been for the one page I was on. I'm realizing. Hold on. Let me see. Google Docs, full document, word count. No, it looks like I can only look per, so I'd have to go through each individual one, unfortunately, to do that, which is, that makes me so sad. But there's one page. There's one page in here. Was it pirate session notes? Probably. Yep, there it is. Just my session notes section, which has all of the recaps, all of the anime style recaps that I've done,
Mm-hmm.
all of my in session notes, and then my reconsolidated, more organized notes. I'll usually either replace them, do that, and then all of the questions and answers are in this one page. On this one page alone, there are 19,000 words.
Jesus.
That's definitely the longest, but uh, there's a lot. Let's see, the NPC and faction page, 2,500. That's probably my next. Oh no, the plan is probably longer. Let's see how long the plan is. 2,900 for the plan. So session notes is definitely the longest one, but that also makes sense. So I've like reorganized and restructured all of my notes to make it easier for me to reference. I have all of your guys's PC pages as my character notes now. So I don't even have a character's notes
Mm.
page anymore. I just use your sheets as my character
Heck
notes.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and then I'm keeping track of a bunch of NPC stuff that's on the back end. The issue is there's some people that have secrets from the rest of the party that, you know, we want to be able to maintain and keep those secrets.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
having someone that is fully objective and separate might still help with that and allow that to happen. So, but so yeah, I've been on a crazy, crazy workflow with D&D stuff, and I think I'm gonna do this kind of document thing with all of my games forever now. Like this is gonna be a
This
thing
is
I
pretty.
do.
It is pretty cool. I do really love having like a little document for Gaia.
Because then you can also just make a note and that can be your notes now. You can keep your notes on that same Google
Yeah.
Doc. The way like I have a change log when I go and change stuff, that's where I put like where I'll add things. I'll tell you what's been changed in there. You can just add
Mhm.
another tab that's character like your notes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I'll do that. I did also. I want to say add something to the changelog the other day because when you sent it to me, you did in fact shorten Sky Sprinters to SS, which I did need to elongate again because I can't have SS in there because of the implications, Ollie. You can't put.
That's on you, dog. You're the German. I was an American putting that down. That means nothing to me.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like, oh god, oh no, the implications. I changed it back
I
again.
get it. I get it. No, I completely
It was
understand.
really funny
To
to
be
me. I was
clear,
like, do I tell him?
you don't need to add to the change log. The change log
Okay.
is for me since I am encroaching on your document. That is why
Okay.
I added the change logs that way. And it's just a good way. To be clear, you should use it. It's the best way to keep a document organized. It lets you know
Uh,
anytime you change anything ever, throw it in the change log. Throw it as a bullet point thing. It's annoying, it's tedious, it keeps you fucking organized.
yeah, no, I I did add, changed SS to skyscraper just because of capital T, the capital I implications.
Very nice. Very nice. And then yeah, every time what I do is I'll just enter down the date and then add the next like the day's date because then it just becomes a
Mhm.
living timeline. You can just tab everything down, new day, new
Yes,
bullet. You know what
yes,
I
yes, yes,
mean?
yes,
So
yes.
that's how I do that.
That was very exciting.
Right? Easy. Welcome to Endgame D&D note organization. People
I've always
say
been. I've
people
always
say
been
you
a fan
can't
of
use Google
notarization.
Docs on people say you can't use Google Docs to maintain campaign organization. I think they're just bad. I think they're bad at Google Docs.
Real.
And that's okay. You're allowed to be bad. If you have to use Obsidian, you have to use Obsidian, but I'm okay. I'm doing all right.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But outside of that, we had a pretty boring and then incredibly intense chunk of chapters.
Yeah.
Any overall thoughts before we start diving into like the chapter by chapter?
I sat here. First of all, at one point I did forget that we were in fact going like that in this part there were the last chapter was 38 and not 37 because I was like no when there was a bit where I was like and I have a plan and I was like wait a second get back here and I was like oh there's one more chapter left.
Oh, thank God. That must have been a nice sigh of relief.
Yeah, I was like no wait and then it was like oh and I was like oh yes right we're still here. No, I don't know. I feel very neutral about this section.
It's just kind of mid. It's just
It's
kind
kind
of
of meh.
mid
I don't really have a
overall.
lot to say on it. Again, this might also just be because I didn't listen to it at work. And just had, like I said this pre-podcast, so I didn't say it on here. I usually listen to these on my last day of work,
Yeah.
before I'm off. So usually, on Fridays. But I'm sick. In case you can't tell from what I sound like, I'm sick, so I wasn't in at work today, and I listened to it here, and so I was just like, okay, just I was just like, I need to get through it before session time, um, or no, before session time, before podcast time. Um, so yeah, I just didn't have a lot, but I don't know, I just didn't have a lot of thoughts.
I mean, yeah, I did listen. I listened to it across today, but I listened to it like I was listening to it all day at normal speed, chilling, taking my
Mm-hmm.
time between my calls. And it was all very just kind of, again, as I called it, the long walk.
Yeah,
Right?
the long walk,
It's just
certainly.
like, here we go. We'll get there eventually. You feel the tension building. You feel them setting tone. You feel them setting scene. But there's a point where you're like, this is taking fucking forever, man.
This is taking forever.
The pacing, definitely not the best. Definitely not the best here.
No,
And you know what? I
no.
actually do want to take a moment because I saw in our conversations with our new Stormlight friends, I've
Mm-hmm.
been getting a little bit more Stormlight stuff just in my feed as I've been talking about it more. I've
Yeah.
been doing things, and I keep seeing people talking about when people try to criticize uh the new editing and the new pacing. There's this group of like defenders on the internet
Yeah.
that keep pulling. It's like, well, the narrative style has shifted from a character driven story to a more world driven story. And they're saying that like that's not the thing that what people are complaining about. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, there was a very drastic shift in the way the editing was delivering information, which is the disjunct. It's like they're pointing that out as if that's the correction, as if that makes it better. It's like, okay, thanks, idiot.
Yep.
What the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't mean anything. It's like, yeah. The
Yeah.
character narrative driven journey isn't that anymore and people are complaining about it? What the fuck are we talking about? It was baffling me. Shit like that is why I don't want to interact on the internet. Where it's like the sheer
Yeah.
stupidity.
Yeah. No. Oh, I get it.
I saw a dude on Reddit today because I just scroll on Reddit. I'm one of those. I like watching dumpster fires. But there is a
Yeah, of
dude
course.
on Reddit. We're One Piece fans, so I linked to you before like a big One Piece theory that someone had put. But they had like pulled like proofs and they had like pulled arguments and like things referencing and trying to tie things together because we're in a very interesting point in One Piece lore time.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been like perusing the One Piece Reddit a little bit more, just seeing what people have. And there was one dude who wrote what I can only describe as a fan fiction.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like it's not a bad fan fiction, but it's the kind of thing where like
Yeah.
you're reading it and you're like, okay, so this is all just made up. You're just pulling
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
nowhere. You're creating facts out of nothing. And then for some reason, I don't know what came over me, I had to comment. Because no one
Of
had
course.
commented on this yet. For some reason, I'm on like my main feed and a no view, no comment post shows up. So I have to comment. And he spoils all
course.
of it. He spoils all of it like he doesn't want to ruin anyone's experience of One Piece. He's worried that he might be too accurate with these calls. And so I sent him a message. I was like, because at the end of this like 800 word, pretty well written fan fiction of nothing. It's just like based on nothing. He writes a little paragraph. What do you guys think? How legitimate do you think this is? There is no like build up or explanation that this is going to be like, hey, I think this is a theory. It's just, here's a bunch of facts. This person is this person, and they do this, and they're like this. There's no explanation. At the end is like, tell me what you think. And I said, this is a nothing burger of a post. Is this a fan fiction? Are you trying to pitch this as like a legitimate argument? And he sends back another like meaty paragraph. It's like, this is a legitimate thing. If you don't understand some of my things, ask more specifically and I'll try to clarify. If you have anything to prove otherwise, I'm happy to hear it. It's like, no, motherfucker, you have the burden of proof.
Yes,
you presented this argument. What are you talking about?
Yes. Oh my god.
What are you talking about?
Is on the one bringing in that theory.
Dude, it's my favorite thing. It's like I couldn't respond, but the only thing I wanted to respond was, what are you talking about? Because you're on crack cocaine if you look at me and you're like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? This is very clearly unscientific. Because there's a lot of things you can extrapolate with the information we just got. None of what he said could be. None of it. Not a single fucking word was substantiated by anything, and he didn't try to. He didn't attempt to. He was just saying it.
Insane.
It was like, oh my god, that was I just didn't even respond. It's like, that's the moment. I've been trying to talk to Beth more about it, mainly because I'm trying to embody it more. It was like, sometimes you just gotta walk away. Sometimes there's no point. There's no reason to have the conversation. The conversation will just go badly for everyone. And sometimes, as especially people on the spectrum, we feel a need to do something that will just be negative for everyone involved. And you need to be able to identify that and fucking bail. The general you being us, the autistic people.
Yep. Do you know that the funny thing is that your mug, like,
it's going in and out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, is green screened out a little bit. Sorry, I just noticed again when you were lifting it. It's so funny. It's so
I've been
funny.
eyeballing it every single time. So the only thing you can really clearly see is the words gender fluid.
Which is great. Which I love. That's amazing.
I like how it draws attention to it a little bit.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. But anyways, this is the Archive, a Cosmere book club covering book 2 of the Mistborn series, Well of Ascension. Today we are covering chapters 33 through 38. This takes us to the end of part 3?
Yeah,
end of part 3. We kind of did overall feelings, but I am curious. We haven't done this before, but what do you rate this section out of 10? Real shit. I want you to dig in your soul. What do you think it is?
like a 5.
Like a 5?
Like a middle of the road, fine-ish. Definitely not so far not the best section, and I don't know if I would give any section at this point a 10 out of 10.
No. I'll say this. Last fight scene, 9 out of 10 scene.
That definitely, yeah, you know what?
Overall,
maybe that brings up to like a 6 out of 10.
Overall, for me, I still put this at like a 4. I might put this section at a 3. I was bored as shit. I was listening through this section, remembering why I don't like this book. That was my big takeaway from this section.
Yeah, no, for me, it was just like kind of nothing burger, middle of the road. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. I loved some moments. So that's maybe what elevates it for me a little bit more than it does for you. But like just like middle of the road, nothing burger of a section, except for like a handful of scenes that kind of like
there every chapter had like a couple little shiny little gems in the
Yeah,
turds.
no, for sure, for sure, for
Within the
sure.
turd, there certainly were some gems, but uh with 33, let's start there. What do you have for 33? I know you said you didn't get a ton of notes in.
The only real note I have is that thing that Ursher said to Vin, where he
Hmm.
says, "You're of ruin, you humans, you're of ruin." While the Khandra are of preservation. I was like, you just dropped that here in
But
chapter
remember,
33?
but remember, Tavius, this book came out after Stormlight 1. No, it might have been before Stormlight 1. Stormlight 1, I
Mm,
think, was '08. So the Mistborn 2 was before even Stormlight 1. So he's
yeah,
just saying that. He's just throwing out. This is a lot of people's first times hearing things like that in
yeah,
that context. That's an important context that we
yeah,
don't get to have. An interesting perspective we don't get to have where they're just like, what the fuck does that like? That could be from someone who knows less than us, a very like ooga boonga caveman thing. Like, you are of ruin, we are of preservation. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
think
that's
about that
true.
from the
That's
caveman sort of
true.
interpretation. We know. So this was Orsher pulling his asshole wide open for Brandon Sanderson. That's what this
Yeah,
was.
exactly,
For those
exactly. I was
for
like,
those who
what the
know,
fuck, man?
oh, it's awesome. But that does also throw an interesting wrench to a lot of our theories that we'll have to talk more about in the spoiler drawer.
Yes, of course.
But are you understanding the kind of thing I'm saying here?
Yeah, 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 absolutely,
Because this is
absolutely.
also news to me. I forgot about this little hitch here. So this
That
is an
was crazy
interesting
to me.
thing.
That was like my big note of this one. I was like, that's crazy. He's just showing whole like
You want
that.
an even more earlier on. I think it's like the first one of the first lines Orsher has in this chapter when they're talking about prophecies and the idea of like predicting the future. Orsher has a line where I feel like when this becomes a show or a movie, whatever, this one's the movie, right?
This one's a movie.
Yeah, Orsher's gonna look into the camera and say, "What's more practical than having knowledge of the future?" Like, they literally
Yeah.
says that verbatim. Like, he's like, "What's more practical
Oh,
than that, Lady Vin?"
yeah. Oh,
And then the spy revealed that dirty fuck Demu, that French bastard. It is weird that they
oh,
give the
yeah.
one guy who has a vaguely French name a very French accent.
Yeah, true.
Hello, Lady Vin. How are you doing today?
How
Omelette
are
du
you doing
fromage to you as
today?
well. Is
Oh,
But Demu, I mean, it kind of gets spoiled. I did have a little note here. It's like, how do we feel about the Demu call? Forgetting that she kind of clears them later in a later chapter.
yeah. I was like, um.
But take us back. How did you feel when she called that? Were you aligned with her? Were you like, oh fuck yeah, we got him?
Yeah, I was because I was like, oh, so it's not any of the crew. And in the later chapter, we learn it's also definitely not clubs. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, that clears the entire crew. So who is it? And then they also cleared the mood later, and I'm like, oh, so who is it?
So
Who is it? Who
who
is it?
is
God
it
damn it!
indeed? Who do you think it is? What are you cooking
I
up right now?
I am fearing that Vince like instinct in this where she like has this talk with Dachshund. And then I have the fear that she's wrong about her instinct, and she usually isn't. So I'm like, wow, would you throw that wrench in there like that? Like
Well, she was dead wrong about Demu, and she was running on instinct the whole time there.
exactly. So I'm like,
Her instinct is
oh,
starting
so
to
she might
waver.
be wrong about Dachshund,
But then we
and I
keep
don't want
being
her to be
told her
wrong.
instinct is flawless. We keep being
Yeah,
told that, but then we're watching it waver.
yeah. So I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't want it to be Dox because I was like, oh, the entire crew is cleared, and I was like, never mind.
There's a big juicy lore, some big juicy lore drops there, and some very interesting
Yeah.
tension building. And then we get to chapter 34, and we hear my favorite voice of the entire book. That Norden voice is my favorite fucking thing in the world. It's like, Ellen, sir,
Yes!
my liege. Hmm.
I love that
Hmm.
so much. That was hilarious. That was so funny. like,
Fire
and
voice.
I was dying laughing.
Dude, so
Oh my god.
so good.
It was a big actually.
Yeah, absolutely. You know that, but I swear he's got the glasses too to cover up his fucking dope eye tats.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's just a big old
Oh.
nerd.
Oh.
Like, I'm not a racist, I just like numbers. Then we have Ellen trying to compare his tiredness to a woman on the superpower equivalent of crack cocaine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Vin is just railing lines of pewter, and he's like, "Why can't I keep up?"
Yeah, like why can't it be me? He's so I love him so much.
You have anything
It's
fun for
like, oh,
34?
however does Vin do this?
How does she do
Out
it,
with
man?
pewter.
And she's like,
With pewter.
"Oh, let's go, sure." She's running
Straight
on all
into
fours.
her veins
Oh my
with a
god,
needle.
dude. You have anything fun for 34? Anything of note?
No, when Zane shows up again, I do have a note that's like, oh, piss off Zane.
I think my favorite part, there was a moment where Zane literally goes, anyways. He's literally described as looking off and saying anyways.
Yeah.
It is so for the
Yeah.
most anyway.
He's so oh my
Whatever.
god, he's so edgic,
I
but
love it.
edgic like stalker.
That's the code. Sandy found it. We didn't know, but it was truly him. It was Zane Dark Shadow before it was Ajax Nightstalker. If we're true, if we're really honest, I probably pulled no, because Ajax Nightstalker was that other motherfucker's name. That's just what he named his character. So I can't even claim that. He just followed the trend.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
That's really all I
okay.
had for 34.
Yeah, no same.
Oh, you know, we are zooming. We went too fast. We're skipping epigraphs. So let me go epigraph for 33. As the one who found Alendi, however, I became someone important, foremost among the world bringers. And then for 34, there was a place for me in the lore of the anticipation. I thought myself the announcer, the prophet foretold to discover the hero of ages. Renouncing Alendi then would have been to renounce my new position, my acceptance by the others, and so I did not. That takes us to chapter 35.
My favorite bit in this chapter is, in fact, Ellen being like, Breeze, you don't have to come with us. And Breeze is like, oh, I don't? Then I won't.
Bet.
Hilarious.
Sounds good, dude.
Hilarious.
Oh my
I
god.
love that so much. He was like, Breeze, you don't have to come with us. And he's just like, oh, say less. I'll stay then.
You got it, Majesty. Absolutely. I don't even remember why I wrote this down, but I did write down Ven is such a 2007 girly. There's something about the tone and the vibe. I think it might have been her being ableist towards Set again. Like Set and her Set's son was like, I know that motherfucker's a Mistborn. Whereas like, okay, no, she would be listening to the Black Eyed Peas.
I love that she's still so insistent. It's like, no, he's faking it. He's gotta be a Mistborn. He's faking it.
Again,
like, girl,
leaning into the whole instincts being fried right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of more argument in that. We do see again, she talks more about this whole like being able to like pierce copper clouds. I wonder, do you think there's any other like allomancy abilities or like applications that just haven't been discovered yet? Because it sounds like this copper piercing is like a technique that can be done and learned. It's like a way to like push through and overwhelm. That's what it sounds like.
The only thing I can think of is like, oh, maybe at some point she's gonna be able to rip the metal out of someone. Like something that's piercing someone's skin or something. But I don't know, I can't think of anything else.
That's pretty fire. I was thinking about a kind of fun idea of like, have you ever seen the dumb old Rage comics where it'd be like the troll face? You like get strong enough to lift your own body weight and you get in a box and lift yourself and fly profit. Like that. What if you were to like take a coin and throw it up and then pull the coin back with like half the force that you're pushing with. So you're pushing to keep it up. So you're like trying to give it just enough force. Would there be a way to balance that kind of push and pull to pull yourself up? Like, and give yourself a form of flight via something like that? The way it's like you can kind of push and pull across multiple things. I wonder if there'd be a way to like apply a push and a pull separately rather than just on one object,
maybe.
right? Something like that
Huh.
potentially. But I'm sure there's like some deep, in-depth Mistborn lawyer that could be like, actually, because of, like,
Actually.
yeah, exactly. Fucking Norden would come out and push up his stupid fucking
For
glasses.
real.
Fucking nerd. Push his head in a toilet. I hate Norden now. Never
Oh.
mind. I'm gonna bully Norden like he's Millhouse. No, Norden's great. Norden's a cool one.
Oh.
But my favorite line from this chapter though was Set at the end goes, "Suppose I'll have to let you go then." Like, that's the most piratey line I've heard out of Brandon Sanderson.
It is. I was like, I don't like you, but I can respect you for that.
That man's a
I'll
pirate.
have to let you go then.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just a baller
No,
ass
for
line.
real. For real. Oh my god. I don't like him. We have been like, oh, my daughter leaving was the best day so far, and I'm like, that's fucked up. I'll say it.
That takes us to. Do you have anything else for 35?
No.
Fair. The equal, just like our notes, the epigraph pretty short on this one. But I do so now. Let it be known that I, Quan, world bringer of Terrace, am a fraud.
I like this chapter a lot.
Yeah, 36.
Yeah, it was like it's a very Breeze heavy chapter, and I like Breeze a lot.
See,
I like the little like
I liked
relationship.
the Sazed Twindle parts at the beginning. That's what I was losing my fucking mind
That
for.
was also really cute. And then Breeze being like, "Oh, the emotions and love were already there," and I was like, "Hello, I've been new."
Well, it's very interesting because then we learn the truth and the reality of that situation,
Yeah.
which is that Breeze himself, master manipulator, has been being manipulated. How do you think he
Yes.
will feel when he finds that out?
I not well. I don't think I think he's gonna hate that. I think he's gonna hate that very much.
You know, one thing that's very interesting with my sort of like view of people interacting, when in that whole Breeze speech that he has where he talks about, I don't see what I do as any more manipulative than what people do in everyday communication. And I'm
Mhm.
just sitting here like, yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
And that is to say, what people do every day is manipulate everyone. That is what they're doing when they do those things.
Yeah.
Like, from my
Yeah.
perspective. And that might be a flawed perspective in the same way that he's viewing it in the opposite direction, right? There's nuance to these things
Yeah,
that neither
absolutely.
side really gives room for. But like, I am on the opposite side of Breeze. This is where it's like I could never truly be a Breeze, where it's like, you're an evil piece of shit for thinking that.
Yeah.
You are a horrific human for, yes, you are doing a good thing in a good way. That doesn't or you're doing a bad thing in a good way. That doesn't make it not bad. You are actively
Mhm.
changing people. You are affecting them directly in a way they cannot control. That makes you a bad person. Like,
Yeah,
that,
that's fair.
to me, that's my perspective. Now, again, we know Breeze is about. They're fucking criminals. They're murderers. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
There's no pretense that they are. They're respectful. They're honorable. They're not good. That's where I'm at. But yeah. How did you feel about that Orion? The Orion flashbang and then the reveal.
Yeah, first of all, I think at least Breeze is kind of like like self-aware about like, no, she's half your age, and like, good man, Breeze. This is like, at least you know that this is weird. I'm glad that he can acknowledge that it's weird, because it's weird. It's a
Yeah.
little, it's
He
weird.
acknowledges it's
But
problematic, but he's still too fucking oblivious to acknowledge that this shouldn't be happening to him.
yeah, exactly. But then, oh yeah, also I think, yeah, I think he's not. But also I can see this going in the way of like, oh no, he gets it, where he's like, oh maybe she
To
was
build
doing
it,
this like
building up to it, maybe, but I don't know. I think my
building
man's
up to
blinded
like
by his
maybe she
penis.
was,
That's very breeze.
yeah, 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 but I don't know, maybe in a way he's like, oh he gets it because he like does it out of like secondhand nature. Maybe he gives her the benefit of the doubt. She does it as secondhand nature, and they bond over that, which I don't want them to. I don't want them to be endgame. I don't like this. I don't like this whatsoever. Um,
I mean, yeah, she's bad. She's bad. She's clearly on some shit.
yeah, 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 no, but
And then they go to, we get to see church time with Demu. Uh
church time.
where it's very interesting, where we get to see again this what we now know to be the sort of thesis behind Mistborn, where we see the kind of dichotomy between someone's actions, Kelsier, and the way it gets
Yeah,
perceived by the people and how it like
yeah.
registers to a society at that scale, right? It's very interesting to see how that's represented. How did you what were you thinking during that whole church sequence?
I keep thinking about how this is going to play out in the future. How are we going to see in the next Mistborn trilogy how that's going to have transformed, or how this is even going to transform over the like this book and the next.
I mean,
Like,
it's yeah, especially with spoiler drawer content known. Uh,
yeah,
like in what way does any of this, right? I'd like that's the one
yeah,
thing it's the frustrating part of having some things spoiled. Where it's like, how
yeah.
the fuck does
How are we
that
getting
even?
here?
Yeah, is like I'm starting to get bits and pieces, but it's
Yeah,
pointless to think about until we get more info. You know what I mean? Much like One
yeah,
Piece, it is
exactly,
pointless to be a moron and try to write a bunch of theories because everything's unsubstantiated. And to defend those
yeah,
arguments would
exactly,
make you an idiot in the first, like
exactly.
at the point of beginning to argue them. But I don't know why
Yeah,
that. Just as a general idea, right?
as a general idea,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, no, I'm so interested to see how this becomes bigger and something more, and how this establishes itself further on in this world. You know how it continues to grow,
How it continues to
especially with
change.
Ellen like being like, "I'll become part of the church," even though spoiler that didn't pan out for him the way that he wanted.
Well, it panned out exactly the way he wanted in terms of the results of what happened. It just the
Yeah,
other thing he didn't take into account. But
yeah,
that's some other one. You know what the one thing I will say again, jumping ahead, just since you brought it up, uh that to me is a bad D&D encounter and session. That's just like everything was bad. Nothing feels good. This is like bad in a way that everything feels bad. But
yeah,
it's like you
yeah.
also
I
need
agree.
that in stories, but also there's ways to do that where it doesn't feel meaningless bad.
Mhm.
Like this
Mhm.
felt bad. Like in not
Yeah. Yeah.
not bad in the way like narratively bad, like bad to quality bad. Like I was not it was both. It was really both. Like it's like the bad was done bad. That's how I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah. No, I agree. I totally agree.
But chapter 36, epigraph. Alendi was never the hero of ages. At best, I've amplified his virtues, creating a hero where there was none. At worst, I fear that we believe. At worst, I fear that all we believe may have been corrupted.
Hmm.
In chapter 37, we got a very interesting kind of perspective on the copper mines. There's a phrasing there where Sazed mentions it's easier to just read information than try to find them in the copper mine, which I just find
Mhm.
very interesting because then that means the copper mines are literally mind palaces. You literally have to dig through your mind palace to go find the information.
Yeah. I love that bit, but I love that, by the way. I love them. I like Twiddle being like, says it, you need to start standing up for yourself. You can't just keep like taking everything that people are giving you. Please form a voice of your own.
And then
Like,
not
be
only
more
that,
vocal about what you believe.
no, I want you to fucking say what you want. I want you to
Yeah.
say that you want me, motherfucker. And I was screaming. I was kicking my little feet at my desk. Oh my God.
They're so cute. Oh, I love them so much. They're
It's-
so cute.
It's like, what is this? What are we? It's like, oh my God. I know it's like he doesn't. I miss the early romance that Sanderson did. I feel like the romance we got in Wind and Truth was so out of place and forced. It was just like, hey, by the way, they're fucking. And you're just, okay, sure. Why is this here? This just feels weird.
Yeah.
Like this could have been communicated in a better.
The slow burn, Ollie. The slow burn.
It's just painful. There's a line. I've had enough of men was just like, fucking queen shit.
Queen shit for real. It's like, yes, girl, get it.
And then he asked, she has to pull his fucking teeth out, but he finally asks, I want you to stay. And he only has to ask once. And she's like, finally, yes, God.
Yeah, she's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's
sake.
literally all it took. Yes. I love them. I love them so much.
I love them so much. He's
Peak.
impossible.
Love says. And again, but like it's such a long chapter, and like and it's a bunch of deepness, a bunch more to talk about the mists and information as far as we're understanding of the mists.
Yeah.
A little conversation to have in the spoiler drawer there as well. But our epigraph for 37. And so I come to the focus of my argument. I apologize, even forcing my words into steel. Sitting and scratching in this frozen cave, I am prone to ramble. And then, chapter 38. This felt rough.
This was, oh my God. Oh,
this was
my
the
God.
chapter where I started to remember and realize why I don't fuck with Ellen. This kind of dude that Ellen's turning into, that's making Vin have all these questions. I hate this Ellen. And this was the Ellen I was putting on the Ellen that we were listening to before. Because Jesus Christ, fuck this dude.
Oh my God.
He knows he fucked up. That's why he doesn't say anything to her. That's why he doesn't bring up anything, because he knows she's going to say no. So better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right?
Yeah.
That's toxic shit, dog.
I was so mad at him. Because like, then it was like, but usually he tells me everything. And what is it? Oh my God. I was like, Ellen Venture, you fucking idiot.
Apple doesn't fall far.
Oh,
Apple doesn't fall far.
And
saying.
also,
you know who wouldn't have done that to her? You know who wouldn't have done that to her? My man Spook. My man Spook never did. My man Spook would have told her ass, hey babe, I'm gonna become a priest for these people. I'm gonna listen to them. And then Vin would have been like, fuck no. And then Spook would have been like, okay, absolutely, my queen. Can you walk on me now? And then she would have. Because that's the kind of relationship they have. Healthy.
And also, I admire Ellen, just like kind of jumping ahead from the fight scene, because I want to talk about the fight scene a little bit. But jumping ahead, since we're already like putting Ellen on blast. I get that he's so honorable about his laws, and I get that he's written it and that he's so proud, but why would you be like, yes, you can change your vote, you fucking idiot?
He's not gonna lie.
No,
he's not gonna lie.
Not gonna lie. Cast the vote. That's it. You're Ellen Venture, you're tolerable for your own good. Oh, you're such a
Ellen,
idiot.
that made me question. We were talking last time about what kind of oaths of radiance different characters would be. This did make me question whether Ellen would be a truth watcher over a Skybreaker.
True. True.
You know what I mean? Like he valued truth over like using, because I mean it's kind of both. It is the law, but it's also truth, right?
Yeah.
And I mean
Yeah, that's true.
that's the interesting part of it. It's like all of these things are the same thing, right?
Hmm.
But so the fucking fight.
Oh, what a fight. Oh my god.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Oh my god. Oh, and she does so much for him. And I'm also so pissed at Ellen. Like she saved your life. I get this is probably because what I thought initially was gonna happen, that while this stuck was choking her, Ellen stabs him. I was like, ooh, baby's first kill. And I was like, never mind. Not baby's
No,
first kill.
no, we instead get a
Baby's
scene from Invincible or The Boys.
yeah,
Just
like she blows his head clean off with a headbutt.
dude, but
I am
also,
really mad
okay,
at Ellen for
before
being super horrified, but also at the same time, she blew his head
it's
clean
so
off
this
with
is
her
the
head.
thing.
I would
It's
also be
very
horrified.
so I very recently watched Beth and I are watching the new season of Invincible, and The Boys is just coming out. That's why I'm bringing both of them
Yeah.
up, because both of them I feel like kind of introduced this to the modern era. Sanderson is really leaning into that here. He like is very
Yep.
much ahead of the
Yep.
curve of that. Like
Yep.
the reality of superpowers is they are grow fucking task. They are violent.
That's
They are
true.
brutal.
That's true.
Again, like the first scene in The Boys is you see a dude with flash powers accidentally run someone over. Paste. Gone.
Whoa.
And then it changes the course of this guy's whole life, and he turns into this person that hunts them down, and it's fucking awesome. But it's like it's this thing where it's like the Flash. You've seen him your whole life. Quicksilver. You've seen him your whole life, and then all of a sudden you see the cold reality of what these things can do. This I feel like is really tapping into that. In Invincible, very recently, the most recent season of Invincible. I will not say who. I will not spoil who. You watch someone get gutted. Like
Oh my God.
literally gutted, dude. Like I don't want to describe it for you because it was so visceral. Beth and I like stopped breathing. Like we were just sitting there watching it agape with what we were watching, what we were having. Like they animated this, and it was like this feels like they shouldn't have been able to animate this. It was like a minute long sequence of this fight happening. And like one dude's
Oh.
choking the other guy to death, and then the other guy's gutting the guy that's choking him.
Oh.
Dude, it's brutal. It puts me in the exact mindset I could experience that the violence perspective from Ellen of like this, especially going his whole life. The most you've ever seen is like maybe someone get punched or slapped or stabbed,
right.
like, and then he was at the Lord Ruler, but he's like getting escorted around, and like getting his head ducked down. Like he's not seeing a lot of it. You know what I mean? He saw that. He watched that shit.
Right in front of his
He's
face.
wearing it.
God.
And then the thing that gets me is the first thing you hear from his perspective is Ellen stood there in his now ruined suit. That's where his mind goes. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
That's
my
where I'm like,
God.
come on, dog. Just saved your
Not
life.
like not worried about your girlfriend, you asshole.
Or even
What's wrong
just
with you?
anything about her, any emotion about the woman that just killed the man in front of you, right? No, you're worried about your suit before anything else. Before even let's talk about what emotion about Vin. Before he thinks about Vin or the situation at large or the kingdom, he's worried about his fucking suit. That's
Oh,
what
I'm
pissed
so
me off.
mad at him.
That's
I'm
what
so
pissed me
mad
off,
at
dog.
him.
That's all. I'm glad you're here with me now. That's all I can say. Even if it's just for a
I'm-
moment, I will bask in it.
This stupid idiot of a man.
I-
Truly.
I've got all
Oh my
caps. He doesn't
God.
deserve her, bro. Doesn't
No, he
deserve
doesn't.
her.
Oh my God. Maybe you're onto something with her and Spook. I'll say it.
Just wait.
There.
Just wait. We got a couple more parts to get through, my friend. Just you wait. But if you don't want to be spoiled, I'm gonna read this epigraph. Pranked, got your ass. You thought we were gonna fucking finish there, idiot. I remembered. Gotcha.
Eh.
Epigraph. This is the problem. Though I believed in Alendi at first, I later became suspicious. It seemed that he fit the signs true, but well, how can I explain this? Could it be that he fit them too well?
Hmm.
Indeed. Ooh. I was just getting a little peek ahead for part 4, knives. Just reading the symbols that we have.
Oh.
The symbols we have are for cadmium, the number for 21, and then bend alloy.
Oh.
What that means, hopefully we'll find out. Probably not in this book. But if you don't want to be spoiled, thank you so much for joining us here on the Archive. We're gonna go ahead and pop open that spoil drawer, get into some real nasty spoiler stuff. If you're know more about the Cosmere and you want to tune in to a deeper conversation about Cosmere lore, you're welcome to join us. But if not, as always, I've been your host, Vezin. With me, as always, has been my co-host.
I am the Pixel because everyone deserves to die in front of their name, as the famous the Lopen once said. And Pixel, the underscore Pixel underscore X, most everywhere, because apparently the underscore Pixel is already taken. So whoever you are, count your fucking days.
Happens. Well, you take it easy and get the fuck out of here if you don't want to be spoiled.
Yes. Sure.
Huh. So they just fucking tell you there, huh? But
They do. They just fully do.
Do you think he's right? Do you think the Khandra religion, whatever that religion is, clearly knowledge of the shards in some way, shape, or form, is correct? Are they actually of preservation? Or are they actually ruin, and ruin's lying to them saying that ruin is preservation?
Ooh, I didn't even consider that possibility.
This is the big thing. This is what Sanderson loves to do, right? He'll tell you something and it's just wrong. Right? You remember Stormlight? You remember the first 3 books of Stormlight Archives and the fucking
I do remember.
was it what are they called? Void
Bringers.
Bringers. That's I couldn't remember the word. The Void Bringers from Stormlight. That was always that was maybe the biggest twist I'd ever been hit with, like in media ever.
Was crazy. Hey, crazy, insane, crazy.
I never called it. I never expected it. It was such a turn. I don't know though. I truly do not know. Because why the fuck would followers of Ruin hold so tightly to a contract?
Yeah.
Why would they so vehemently, aggressively work towards that contract?
And it makes sense. It makes sense because like the last time we saw humans be of a shard, like
they were of the angry ones. It was Odium.
They were of the angry ones. They're the ones that are like more warmongering and more like, you know, yeah, the destroyers, destruction.
So ruin, like maybe preservation was here, and then ruin brought the humans, and then preservation. So ruin. Because all the Steel Inquisitors, if being pierced by metal allows you to communicate with the god that the metal is attuned to, if the Steel Inquisitor, depending on what the Steel Inquisitors are actually impaled with, or a certain one, I don't know if it's because we hear in this chapter specifically, she has a brass earring. So that's the metal. That's the metal. I don't know if it's all metal on Shadriel or just brass, but that's the metal that lets her hear ruin. And we know that that's fucking ruin.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, it all makes sense.
Oh, here's a thought. The thing that was in the mist, the thing that's trying to kill her that's in the mist.
Yeah.
It's not made of mist. The mist was moving around it and was reacting to it like it was using allomancy.
Yes.
it wasn't Mist. The thing trying to kill her was not the Mist. But we are seeing the Mist kill people.
Yeah.
And that is the Mist.
Hmm.
There's something our homie. Someone's you're in Bridge 4. Oh, you messaged in Bridge 4 earlier.
Yeah. In
That
case.
Kadern was messaging about that they said something that is on the edge of spoilers. And I don't know if I want to tell you because it definitely is like for me it feels like it's spoilers. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I want to tell you or not because it's so vague. It's vague enough that it's not really spoilers, but it was because of what we know about Cosmere, it might as well be spoilers. But I don't know if I want to like point that at. You know what I'm saying? I leave it to you.
I do want to know now. I'm curious. You know me. I'm too curious.
We were talking about the whole thing where we know that Sazed becomes the holder of what becomes Harmony.
Yeah.
And I was talking about how the fuck do they get to steampunk land? Right? Like how do they advance the timeline if from what as far as we understand everything gets destroyed? Like like the world gets wiped out or something like that. As far as we understand, that Scadrial's been remade is a context that we got from somewhere. I think it was somewhere in Stormlight. That we like
possibly.
learned that's I can't remember. But that's like a thing that we know. And Cade said, I said, how the fuck do they get there? Like, how did they do it? And Cade said, by knowing the destination.
Ooh, okay.
Which is just a very interesting choice of words for Stormlight fans.
That's true.
As a Stormlight fan
Wait.
specifically, that means a lot, right? Because perception and intention and the reason why you go on a journey and the destination you have intended are all very important pieces.
That's true.
But there's some things. The one thing I'm very happy about is that I think there's a big secret that you haven't gotten yet. I know there's one, but there's another one.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to see as these kind of play out and go out. There's like little pieces that you haven't quite put together yet. There's the big one, which is like who the imposter is still. That's the really
Obviously.
big one. That when we get to that series of chapters, we need Homie. We need Homie for because I need to see their reaction after because we had a little aside, if you recall. We had you take your headphones off and we chatted.
Yes, I recall.
I need them there for that reaction. I need you to respond to me privately because if you respond there, I worry they will spoil things. So when you get to the reveal of who the imposter is, whenever it happens, I'm going to need live reactions from you, please and thank you.
We'll do.
Like that'll be a fun one. But did you have anything else to go over here in the spoil drawer?
Nope. Didn't have any notes for the spoil drawer.
Yeah, it was an easy one. Little short and sweet this week, but again, not a lot going on here. Especially with your week off, with you taking next weekend off, do we want to pound through parts 4 and 5, or do we just want to do part 4?
Let me see.
Because we're doing 2 weeks.
I think I would prefer just doing part. Just doing part 4. Yeah, I think I can do part 4 in its entirety. Just because, like, yeah, again, I'll be back.
Just do like Thursday and Friday for your listen.
Yeah, no, because I'm taking. I'll be leaving on Thursday, so I'm already off Thursday, so I'll be listening on Wednesday, and then I'll get back here Thursday, but I have the Friday off, so I'll be back the week after Friday.
Very fun. Damn, you're taking a whole bunch of time off.
Hey,
you need a vacation. I wish I had fucking vacation time like that, dog. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
America. Well,
Yeah,
you take it easy.
Germany.
Yep. Thank you so much for
All right.
joining us. If you're watching this, why, how, same bit as always. Thank you so much. Take it easy. Have a good
Thank you
night.
so much.